Hello, advanced class. You have a test this week. So your assignment, or your first assignment for the week, is to take the practice quiz. There's 3 things that I want you to do to get ready for your test. Number 1, you are going to take the practice quiz that is in Go Formative right after this video. Number 2, bring any questions that you have to your next class. It can be on the practice quiz. It could be anything from 1-1, 1-2, and 1-3. Any questions so that you will do better on your test. And number 3, you can have one note card, a 3x5 note card, front and back, any notes you want, any examples that you can use on your test. And I'll be talking about that at the end as well. So let's take a look at a couple of problems that are on your practice test. These are the first 3 on your practice test. The biggest thing I want you to notice here is that you have to show all of your work. Your test is on paper, and you need to show all your work. So for number 1, I need to see that you're subtracting 5 from both sides. So you get x divided by 9 equals a -2. Then you multiply by 9 on each side, x equals a -18. So there you already have one answer, but I need you to show all your work. You can see we are going to have one-step problems. We are going to have multi-step problems. You're going to see that. You're also going to see variables on both sides, distributive property, combining like terms. Please make sure you watch your signs. This is a 3x minus a 10x, so that's going to be a -7x plus 13 equals -2x plus 68, and then solve it from there. So you've got all kinds of equations that you're going to be solving. You also have a couple of word problems. In the word problems, they're either going to give you the equation and the C, so you fill in for that and then you solve it, or you're going to have to write and solve an equation on your own. So beware. So do both of those, please. Then you have a couple of problems that look like the triangles that we did at the beginning of 1.1 and 1.2. The biggest thing I want you to remember, we'll start number 14, is take out the parentheses. So for these, I'm just going to add them all together. The sum of all the angles is 360. So x plus 35 is this one, plus x minus 5 is this one, plus 1 4/10 x is this one, plus x equals 360. So I've got all 4 of my angles added together. So now let's combine our x's. We got 1 here, we have 1 here, we have 1 4/10 there, and we have 1 there. So if I'm right, that's 4 4/10 x. And then we have a positive 35 minus 5, and that's it. So that would be plus 30 equals 360. Now I should be able to solve the equation. The next one, I'm looking at perimeter. So that means I'm going to add up all the sides. So I'm going to kind of do this a little bit down here so that you can see it. One side, I've got an x. I have 3x for a total of 4x, plus 2 more is 6x. So I've got 6x plus 50 on the bottom, another 6x on the left-hand side, plus 50, and it told me my perimeter is equal to 2,500. So then I'm going to combine my x's, so I've got a total of 12x. I'm going to combine my numbers, which is 100 equals 2,500, and then I can go ahead and solve it. Bring questions. That's one thing that I told you to do, is to bring questions. So as you're doing this, if you're confused about something, bring questions to your next class. Then you do get one 3x5 note card. 3x5 note card, not the big ones, the regular size ones. You can put any notes, any examples, any reminders that will help you on the test. I've had students remind themselves to slow down, remind themselves to show their work, remind themselves to label word problems. If you want to put an example from the practice test onto your note card, you most certainly can. You can write on the front and back. You can write as big or as small as you want to, but that is your one sheet of notes that you get to use on your test. So on your test, you will literally have 3 things out. You'll have your pencil, you'll have a calculator. Remember, no iPad. You need a calculator if you're going to use it, and then your note card. Everything else is going to be put away, and these are the only things that you're going to have out to take your test. So here's what your week looks like. You've got 3 things to do. Everything is either in Go Formative or Schoology. So the first thing is the practice quiz. Take that on Go Formative after this video. Like I said, make sure you bring any questions, your note card, and be ready for your quiz. Then you're going to take your quiz in class on paper. And then either your in-class lesson or your distance learning lesson at the end of the week will be lesson 1.4 on literal equations. And like I said, everything will be in Schoology, listed in Schoology, and the stuff that you need to have in Go Formative will be in Go Formative. Your literal equations will be on Go Formative, either the lesson or the video, the lesson in class or the video on Go Formative, and then your homework on Go Formative. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a great week.